Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel, Meg's Movies. If you are new to this channel, this is basically where I talk to you guys about my passion for movies. This goes from collections, hauls, reviews, and today's video, so let's get into it. Okay, and you should be getting two videos today. First one being a ranking, which is this one, and then the next one will be a 2024 movie review. So yeah, so let's get into it. So this is my ranking of the Strangers franchise. Now, like I said in my Strangers Chapter 1 review, this is my first time watching all three movies. And I will say this, I enjoyed each one of them in their own special way. But of course, when it comes to rankings, everyone's is going to be different. Some people might have theirs in a different order to mine, or they might have it the same. But yeah, so I look forward to telling you guys which one is my favourite and which one is my least favourite. So I'll start with the least favourite and then work my up to my favourite. I will say, I know the third one that we've recently just got this year, there is going to be more chapters to it because there's a chapter 2 and 3. Probably will do a new ranking when chapter 2 comes out, and I'll rewatch the films then. But this is going off first time watches. So yes, so I'm going to move over to the side, put the posters there, and let's get into my very short ranking of The Strangers. Okay, so my least favourite might surprise some people, and why I say least favourite is because I still got enjoyment out of it, but I don't hate the film. But it's just lowest on the list. And at the bottom, at number 3, is the very first film, The Strangers. Now, for me, I think it's because it was a bit of a slow burn for me, which I've heard quite a few people in reviews say that is a bit of a slow burn for them, and that's what puts them off it a little bit. I do like the whole idea of the home invasion thing, and this time it's about 3 strangers stalking this one house and how they sort of like manipulate and make them think of certain things. So I enjoyed that aspect of the film. The couple, I liked the couple, but I didn't really root for them that much. I was kind of hoping to root for them a little bit more. I was still quite surprised at what happened to one of the characters in this film, but I get what they were doing with the character, in the sense of the plot. But overall, watching The Strangers for the first time, maybe I'm just not that much of a slow burn person. Maybe that's the issue. I don't know. But I will say it is still a good film to watch. So if you have not watched The Strangers, definitely do give it a watch. But who knows, maybe when I rewatch this in the future for when Chapter 2 comes out, I might enjoy it a bit more. But I am glad I finally watched the film. Okay, and in my second place is The Strangers Chapter 1, the one we got this year. Now, the reason being it's a little bit higher than the very first one we got is because I felt more for the couple in this film than I did in the first one. I felt myself rooting for them a bit more. Plus, I liked them as a couple. I thought they were quite cute as a couple, and to see them having to deal with this. And I like how, although it does feel like it treads into reboot territory, in the sense of, when I did watch this film, I had a feeling I was watching the first film, but more modern and told a little bit different. So it did feel a bit like a remake, bit of a reboot, sort of like a recall kind of thing. But it was nice to have the strangers back in this again, and especially how with the second one ended. I weren't sure how they were going to do this. But the ending, to me, I think they should have ended it a bit differently. It has now got me curious how they're going to do a chapter 2. Look forward to seeing how that goes. But I don't know, just with this one, I felt a bit more emotional towards our couple. And there was a point where I even teared up a little bit compared to the first one. But overall, this was actually a pretty good film. I will say the first one and this one sort of like tie in score for me, as weird as that's trying to explain. It's sort of like they've both got the same score, but at this moment in time, my favourite one out of the two is Chapter 1. But if you couldn't tell, at number 1 is The Strangers Pray at Night. Now, this is a sequel to the first one, and honestly, maybe because it was a bit more brutal in the sense of what the characters were dealing with, Maybe because it was a family aspect this time around. It wasn't a couple. There was more characters to deal with this stuff. The opening, a bit confusing, not gonna lie. But when the film does kick in, it is actually pretty good. I do enjoy the characters. I like certain scenes. Like there's one with like this zoomed out shot and you see them zooming really quickly on one of the characters, one of the strangers having a fight. So I found that quite cool. I'd say, but like I said, I think because this one's a bit more brutal, and maybe because of the family aspect, it's sort of like you felt more for the family. Plus also this time it wasn't in a house, it was in a trailer park, so they had a lot more places to run and hide and a lot more places to get caught up in. So maybe because it was a more open aspect for it instead of a secluded aspect. I don't know, but for me it's just Pray at Night. When I think back to watching these three films, Pray at Night is the one that I come to first in my head, because I remember a lot more scenes from that film compared to the others. But no, the Strangers franchise is certainly a unique one. I like how it's a different kind of horror thriller. It's not exactly your typical slasher. It's more about the stalking side of things, which is scary thought, especially when you're someone like me who watched the first one on their own in the house. Not exactly the smartest thing on the planet. But no, all three films are really good, but at the moment, for me, Strangers Pray at Night is my favourite out of the franchise. But who knows, maybe Chapter 2 from the new franchise, new set of films, might top it. So yeah, like I said, it is a very short ranking because there is only 3 films. But yes, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and also notification bell down below to be notified when I post. And leave me your ranking of The Strangers. I'd love to know where you'd put all the films yourself. Don't know if your list will be similar to mine or a bit completely different. I'm not sure what my next ranking will be because, like I've said before in the past, and I'm going to stick to it this time now, the rankings will be done when I've watched a franchise. So I could start watching a franchise now and then not finish it until a month later. So we'll see how things go. But yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!